We gotta have a jingle.
Alright, give me 1 sec. I gotta switch headphones again.
Again. We need a jingle.
It's not picking up the desktop audio for some reason. Man, I hate these headphones. I fucking hate
Team Red.
I gotta have these warm ass ears all day. Alright, let's switch.
You said you hate Bluetooth?
Well, I am glad y'all came to our podcast to chill with us because we not ranting. We just gonna be talking about what's good, what's really good. That's what we here for. So if you're here for some what's really good news about Nintendo, then thank you.
I guess Alex is still trying to get his
He's just fixing his stuff. Inglorious Bastards is in the chat. That is an interesting name, man.
I like it.
I have to do that. I like that. Shout out to Inglorious Bastards.
Very
like
Splatoon
name of the day.
That's very Splatoon
name of the day.
I feel that. I like
that. Super Nerd says that Alex he can hear you.
That he can hear Alex?
No?
Yes.
There we go. Now it's working.
Yeah, we can hear. He just couldn't hear us because he was switching headphones.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go. All right, I'm good.
He's got to hype up unboxing the new Xbox.
Oh my god!
Can't wait to see. Can't wait to see our buddy hype up unboxing that doll.
Who?
You know.
Oh wow!
No shade, no tea, no drama.
No shade, no tea. No drama.
We finally got something funnier in the gaming community than Labo and its Xbox dollies.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
That was actually a cute little doll, but
yeah, the doll is cute. But if you was making fun of Labo, you gotta address this doll because both of them for kids, but nobody wanted to hear that when we were saying Labo.
Right.
Specifically.
Hashtag don't affect me.
Anyways, let's go ahead and get started. So, what is good, everybody? It is your girl, Nia, the video game her, and of course, we are back for another episode of Team Red Talks Nintendo.
I'm saying, where's our jingle though? Somebody out there is supposed to give us a jingle. I still haven't seen it. Like, where you at?
You just have to be the stand-in until we can get that jingle popping.
DM me if you have a jingle in mind. DM me. We need a jingle.
It's gotta be fire though.
Yeah, it's gotta be fire. It can't be no weak.
Maybe it could be something like Women in Gaming, Team Red Gaming, something like that.
Speaking of women in gaming, I hope that you guys had an opportunity to come out to Mario Kart Madness Monday yesterday.
Oh my god!
It was women in gaming themed, and Alex is not too excited about the results of last night.
Oh my god.
Well, Monday night. Anyway.
I still did pretty good.
Yeah, you did. But you were, like, I've never heard you rage that much in Mario Kart.
Is that what it's like, man, a woman in gaming? Goddamn.
It's hard out here, man.
Jesus, so much adversity.
I know, right? So many obstacles to overcome.
Oh my goodness. I don't know if I could do that more than once.
That was so funny, man. Funny. Alright, so let's go ahead and introduce our panel. You know what I'm saying? So, without further ado, let's go ahead and introduce Miss Coupon. Go ahead and introduce yourself to the panel. Let the folks out here know what you've been gaming on, man.
How y'all doing, Struggle family, and everyone else in the Team Red family? It is awesome. So what have I been gaming on? Well, E3 just came up, so I haven't been gaming on nothing, quite frankly. We all been doing the E3 business, and that was quite tiring. But for the most part, I've been just kind of catching up on some Detroit Become Human a little bit. I wanted to do some other areas. I was playing some areas I missed out on, and got some new unlocks. So it's pretty interesting. Then deciding on what I want to stream as far as backlogs. Maybe I'll do some Kingdom Hearts or some Nier or something. So, you know, and I do need to get back on doing some Hatsune Miku and some of my rhythm games because a lot of folks have been asking for that. So we'll get back to that eventually. But for the most part, I've just kind of been chilling mostly. So that's all. No games for the most part.
Cool.
That's what's up. So Alex, go ahead and introduce yourself to the panel. Let them know what you've been gaming on.
Alright, what's going on, everyone? Actives in here. We're back for another week of Team Red Talks Nintendo. What I've been playing Halo Wars 2. Been trying that out. It's actually quite fun. I played the Captain Toad demo last night on the Switch. Got that Japanese eShop going. The demo is solid. The controls are a little different than the Wii U because you don't have the touch controls anymore unless you play handheld mode. That took a little while to get used to because I was using the Pro Controller, and you have to use the gyroscope of the Pro Controller to move the reticle around because you know how before you would just tap things and they would move?
Yeah.
Now you have to move the reticle and then press ZR. So it's a little different, a little more difficult, I feel. But I think if you use the Joy-Cons, you won't have that issue.
Okay, well that's good to know. I'm looking forward to playing that, man. When is that coming out again?
July something, I can't remember.
Okay, yeah. If I have nothing else going on, that's definitely a scoop.
That's definitely a day one. Like we're getting Super Mario Odyssey levels. Ooh, can't wait.
I love Captain Toad. I feel like Captain Toad was such a slept-on game.
It was. It only sold like 500,000 copies, so that's not great.
Yeah. So that's it for you. That's all you've been playing, is that?
Yeah, basically. I played some, and then Fortnite. We've been playing a lot of Fortnite lately.
Yeah, for sure. All right, well, to those of you guys who don't.
Oh, actually, my bad. I forgot. I also tried Super Lucky's Tale. And it is as mediocre as you would think it is. If you have ever played Mario Odyssey, this is like baby's first platformer.
Oh man!
Send all your hate to After Sin Gaming.
Well, it is.
What? I said I like Halo Wars 2. Goddamn, I don't have to like everything.
This is for people who get triggered fast.
It's a bad game.
Oh no!
I'm used to a standard of quality when it comes to platformers playing on Nintendo for all these years.
I'm not disagreeing with you. I just want to make sure everybody knows. If you're triggered, send that to him.
I'm so good.
Okay, so Nia, what have you been playing on?
Well, to those of you guys who follow me on Twitter, you know that I've been having a hard time. I've just been having a lot of health issues this week, so I'm finally starting to recover. Finally went to the hospital, and you know what's going on now. Thank God it's nothing that's too serious or nothing that can't be dealt with, so I'm thankful for that. I don't want to go too deep into that kind of stuff. That's like, it's kind of like real personal stuff, you know?
Yeah.
But as far as what I've been gaming on, thank God for the Switch, and that's all I can say. I'm not trying to be like a Nintendo fangirl or nothing like that.
But it works.
But when you're sick and like something is like your body is physically unable to like sit up and do certain things, like the Switch is so freaking clutch. So I've been playing a lot of Paladins on the Switch, a lot of Fortnite on the Switch. I also have Steam Link. My boyfriend and I have Steam Link in the house, so we put our Steam Link in the bedroom. So I've been able to play some PC games, but nothing that's gonna like stress me out or make my body have to move too much and nothing like that. So like I've been playing a little bit of Osiris New Dawn, which is a sci-fi action game on the PC. That game is so freaking dope. I love that game. It's awesome. It's basically like the sci-fi version of like Ark, but like not broken.
What is it called? Osiris?
Osiris New Dawn. But anyway, whenever I am able to like actually sit up comfortably at my PC again, I do plan on getting into Elder Scrolls Online. Shout outs to the subscriber C Reed for hooking me up with that Elder Scrolls Online. That's definitely an MMO I've been wanting to get into, but just always passed on whenever it was on sale because I either got something else or I just didn't have any money or anything like that. So shout outs to C Reed for that. Can't wait to get into that. I can't think of anything else that I've been playing. I feel like I've been playing something else and I'm just completely forgetting. Ah, shoot. I did get Faye. Because Faye is currently on sale on the eShop for $10 if you guys are interested in that beautiful game. I only played it for a little bit and then I set it down because I think that's when me and Alex were getting ready to play Fortnite or something like that. But I do plan on going back to that. But yeah, man, like this idle time, just trying to give my body some time to rest. I've really just been sitting down and playing a whole bunch of games. Like I ain't played games from sun up to sundown in a long ass time, but I did it yesterday and it was freaking amazing. So that's pretty much, man. That's pretty much what I've been gaming on, man. So I guess we should go ahead and get into these topics. So first topic of today, let me go ahead and switch my scene. the first topic of today is gonna be about Panic Button. So those of you guys out there who have been following closely to Panic Button, and you know that they've been responsible for making some of the best third-party ports on the Switch, the few that we do have. Anyways, so they're responsible for the port for Rocket League for Switch, they're responsible for the port of Doom for Switch, and they're also currently making the port for Wolfenstein 2 on the Nintendo Switch. So supposedly they are going to be announcing a Nintendo Switch port next month, another port that they're working on. So I'm gonna read a short blurb here. It's coming from My Nintendo News via Variety, and it says, "We've been working on the hardware for a long time, almost 6 years," he told Variety in a recent interview. "That's more than almost any third party. During the time Panic Button released original work, but also were the team in charge of bringing Rocket League, Doom, and soon Wolfenstein 2 to Nintendo's hybrid console." He said the company is working on another major port expected to be released next month. So I guess I would like to take this time for the panel here to discuss what we think this game is going to be.
Wolfenstein Youngblood.
You think it's going to be Wolfenstein Youngblood?
Yeah.
You know, that game was what outlet was it? It was on some outlet, I don't remember the store's website, but then they took it off. I forgot who it was.
Like, it makes the most sense. They're currently working on Wolfenstein.
Yeah.
That's a standalone game.
And yeah, it is standalone, so that would make sense. Yeah. I think there's a possibility, obviously, that it could be Youngblood because, as Alex said, they're currently working on Wolfenstein 2 port, so it makes all the sense in the world that that is also coming as well. I know that whatever it is Bethesda. Well, that's what I feel in my heart. It could be something else, but so far they've been working closely with Bethesda.
They've been working really hard with Bethesda. Yeah.
So I feel like if it's not Youngblood, it's probably gonna be. That's what I really feel like it's gonna be. I think that I don't know what deal Bethesda and Nintendo have going on right now, but whatever it is, I feel like they feel that it is worthy or worth it enough to continue getting games made via Panic Button for the Switch. Right. So I don't know, man. What do you think, Coupon? What do you think?
I'm pretty much right there. It's Wolfenstein.
If
not, it could be anything after that. Like,
if it
I couldn't really think of nothing else.
Here's the best case scenario, in my opinion. Best case scenario is that it is Youngblood, because I think, especially ever since this year has began, like, that Nintendo Switch honeymoon stage has been over for me.
Yeah.
And when it comes down to third-party games, especially, you know what I'm saying? It's like, it's good that they're coming, but like, I don't want them to come as late as they've been coming anymore. Like, I want them to finally start getting on the ball and bringing these things as close as day and day release as they can as possible. I would prefer that it is Youngblood and not Fallout, even though Fallout would be, I think, awesome for people who want that experience portably. But it's got to be something that's coming soon, like a Rage 2, which I doubt is not. I don't think Rage 2 is gonna come. I don't think the Switch can handle all the explosives and all that stuff.
Plus, my thing is like, if we're to believe Reggie, which most of us don't all the time.
I don't believe him. No.
You know, if we're to believe him, we mostly don't. But like, he said that we're supposed to be getting stuff on time and all that stuff.
Yeah,
so if that's the case, then maybe if we're to believe him, then Wolfenstein is coming on time with the rest.
Yeah. It better.
He says
they're just working early on it now. So that's what he said, but I don't always believe him. So.
Right.
I don't usually.
I don't believe
him at all, to be honest.
I have.
We'll see. He has to prove me wrong first, and he hasn't done that yet. So we'll see if I get proven wrong.
I have no reason to believe Reggie. This man is literally just a mouthpiece.
He's just a face. Like, okay, cool, whatever. He's a mouthpiece in the face.
But I really do hope that it is Youngblood, just for the reason of it being a closer release than like an older game or whatever.
Yeah, that would be better.
Alright, so let's move on to the next topic here. So the next topic that we have here, Nintendo considers the Virtual Console successor to be Nintendo Switch Online.
shocking, like we said it was.
I know, right?
I didn't
think that was gonna be the case. I thought it was gonna be.
I did.
I thought it was gonna be more akin to like Games with Gold and like PlayStation Plus. I guess in a way that's kind of well, I can't really say it because a lot of those games still come within the same generation. But I thought it was gonna be more akin to like PlayStation Plus games than Virtual Console. But let's see what they gotta say. So this is an interview coming by way of IGN, and this is something that they've been talking to Reggie about, and this is what he has to say. The Virtual Console successor is Nintendo Switch Online, right? With the mentality that says we're going to be offering a slate of games, and it's a slate that's going to increase over time. But that's actually good news. That's one thing I was kind of worried if they were still going to do or not. For many of these games, there's going to be additional online capability provided in those games. That's the vision we have for how to best bring our legacy content to Nintendo Switch. We do believe people will subscribe to Switch Online, and I say that because we've laid out a proposition where yes, you get the competitive play accessibility, you also get the cloud save, and you get access to the legacy content. That's a fantastic proposition for $20 a year. We believe that it's not going to be any type of issue for us. I know, he's so PR.
Yeah.
It's going to enable us to continue offering a varied slate of opportunities from an online experience standpoint. While I do think this sounds very PR-like, I do like some of the things that he's saying. I know
this
that
is all the same things I've been saying. Like they're just gonna flesh out the online and pump out games here and then, kind of like Game Pass style.
Now, one thing that I was, because you know, like they were saying when they first talked about the online, the games that we're getting, the older games.
Yeah.
They originally said that they were going to replace them, you know, every month, but then they took that away.
Yeah,
so,
there was too much backlash from that.
Right. So if this is like the type of thing that stacks and like you could keep them and like you just stack them, kind of like you said, like with Game Pass, you get to keep everything as long as you're subscribed. That's a very good.
That's a good deal.
Very good deal. So.
Now there's always the potential that once they start adding SNES games, they raise the price of Nintendo Online. Like that's definitely a possibility, and we could be looking at some point down the road once they've added GameCube that we could be looking at $50-$60 a year. That's a possibility. Not saying that's gonna happen. Just I feel like that's something that could happen.
I feel like if that does happen though, I hope that they continue to like increase not just that part of the service but other parts of the service, you know what I mean?
Yeah, feature set. Yeah, like
feature wise, I would be more than happy to pay more, you know, as long as I know that money is going towards something worthy. You know, like when PlayStation Plus decided to up their subscription, but they didn't tell you why.
They just didn't add anything.
Like, it can't be like that. They have to say, okay, well, we're adding this, and this, so we're gonna up the price because blah, 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 blah. Kind of like, even though Amazon Prime is highest, they at least give you a press release to say, we're upping the price because we're adding this. We're adding Prime Originals to our service, yada, 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 yada. So they tell you why they're upping the prices, you know what I'm saying? So I'm kind of going into this with an understanding that there's a possibility that they're going to be upping the prices, or like how Jalen Pipe said, like oh never mind, he's talking about something else. I thought he was talking about a tiered system. My bad, I'm reading too far into what he said. But if they did have a tiered system, that would also work as well. I think they should offer.
Yeah, like they could offer something like $20 a year. You only get access to the NES games. $25 a year, you get SNES 2. $30, you get N64, stuff like that.
Exactly. I'd be cool with that.
That might be a little more confusing on their end, but like, it's better than forcing people to pay, like, let's say $40 a year, for example, but they only want the NES games anyway.
Exactly. Yeah. All right, so let's go ahead and move on. Oh wait, Coupon, did you want to add to this before we move on? Okay.
No, we can move on. We good.
All right, sorry if I sound like I'm struggling. It's really uncomfortable for me to sit right at this
I know.
So I'm sorry if I sound like I'm really out of it. I really want to be here. I love talking about this stuff. It's just my body ain't in it right now. All right, so let's talk about Konami.
Fuck Konami.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to just laugh like that, but this is what's funny.
You did.
You should laugh. This is dumb.
You really did. We are laughing.
This is what's funny. Two podcasts ago, we talked about this on Team Red. 2 podcasts ago, we got the announcement that Konami was going to be announcing a Nintendo Switch game at E3. Y'all see the title, right?
Right? Like, what is this?
It's exclusive to the Switch, y'all.
Am I supposed to be excited about this?
Oh my god.
Like, my head hurts. I can't think, like...
This is, like, the epitome of shovelware.
This is what Konami is.
This is so funny. Because we were talking about this, we're like, man, it might be a Castlevania collection. It might be.
We were giving them the benefit
I didn't even know
doubt.
they make this garbage game.
We were giving them the benefit of the doubt. But
I think this is completely
I don't think
new.
So.
Hey, let me see. A surprising announcement for the Nintendo Switch recently was Hyper Sports R.
This is an old collection.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, it's old. Yeah.
I'm fairly certain this was from the Wii.
The reason it's Switch exclusive is because it's such powerful technology, Konami branded media manager said.
What?
We were... Hold on, let me finish reading. We were at the Switch's launch with Super Bomberman R, but even then, the devs and the teams were looking at what the Switch could do, watching what Nintendo was doing with motion controls and the way Joy-Cons work. There's potential, for sure. That's one of the reasons we chose the Switch for this abomination.
Thank you for taking a raise coupon, because I physically could not get through that.
I could tell. You over here laughing. Hyper Sports R or whatever. Like, are we like basically Wii Sports essentially? They basically gave us Wii
crappy
Sports.
Wii Sports.
They gave us They gave us Konami Sports.
Does Konami make games anymore?
No, they're just trying to cash in on whatever they possibly can.
They're not interested in making games.
They're not interested in making games. They have so many IPs that they could totally make money off of. They brought them back.
Because we were speculating, giving them the benefit of the doubt. Like, okay, it could be
they had so many good games to
It could be a Castlevania collection. Like.
But this is definitely shovelware. This is
nobody's gonna pick this.
Konami, make games. Like, make real games.
Make real games, Konami, please. Thank you.
Like, I don't even think they have people that make games over there anymore. They're just like kind of like.
Not. Yeah.
I don't think Bomberman R was a real game. Why couldn't they make more classic games like that and make them modern?
That was probably what was left of the people before they ran and jumped ship. Who even knows?
Konami.
No, they don't get that one. All they get is fuck Konami still.
Dang.
I just thought that was hilarious. I had to come back and tell y'all that because I know y'all were here listening in. To those of you guys listening, when we were speculating on all of the things Konami could do.
It was just funny because there were so many, like, all the Nintendo channels all hyping up this Konami news, and then this is what it is.
And this is what it is. Yeah, here we are. We gave our speculations, but we kept it at a minimum.
We couldn't just get a Castlevania collection, huh?
That's
just too hard, huh?
Too hard.
Can't do that.
Oh.
Couldn't do that.
So is this a day one or what?
Yeah, that's
I like casual games like this, but I don't think this one is a good one, so I'm a pass.
I don't think anybody's gonna pick this.
You're not gonna drop 60? No?
Definitely not.
Is it $60 really?
And I like Wii Sports and stuff like that, but this it don't look good.
So you got it pre-ordered though, right? Oh, damn.
No.
Well, I mean, look forward for all the hype channels for hyping this up. Honestly, the same.
I mean, even on Team Red, we were like, okay, it could be this, it could be this.
No,
it could
but
be
we
this,
weren't hyping it up. We were just speculating what it could be. There were channels literally hyping up a Konami, a potential Konami game. Hyping it up. We just speculated and left it at
Konami can't just do like.
Why can't they just make good games?
Let's just move on.
Anyways, yeah.
Let's move on.
Konami.
Fuck Konami. Moving on.
Konami's so annoying.
Alright, so to those of you guys who are interested in Valkyria Chronicles 4 for Nintendo Switch, is going to be coming September the 25th. For those of you guys who are interested in that. Got another release.
It's from Sega? Gross.
Valkyria Chronicles, I heard, is actually a pretty good franchise. What a few that they actually make that's good.
Ew!
You said ew!
I just think it's funny because the main dude looks like an anime version of Grant Gustin from The Flash. Anyways.
So you get a sticker when you buy this game?
A sticker. That's a pre-order bonus.
Launch edition includes free Ragnarok controller skin.
To those of you guys who are into Dynasty Warriors type games, Warriors Orochi 4 is coming to Nintendo
we're done
Switch
with this? Okay.
Oh, we were just talking about the release date. I don't.
Oh, okay.
We just like our news.
What Alex said, ew.
Because of Sega.
No, because of this stupid sticker decal shit. Like, ew.
That there was better than the game. Come on.
So Warriors Orochi 4 is coming to Nintendo Switch on the 16th of October in North America, and then on the 19th of October in Europe.
But I just got one question though. Why would anyone choose this over Hyrule Warriors?
Well, I have Hyrule Warriors, but I also like this too, so that's why I would choose this with Hyrule Warriors, but never over it.
Oh.
Well, there it is.
So there's that.
There's your answer.
So if you don't got Hyrule Warriors is the game to get.
Yes, and if you do get this and you don't have Hyrule Warriors, you can jump off a bridge.
Oh damn, that's a good one.
Wow, that is very aggressive.
That's very aggressive.
I'm sorry.
You're supposed to be a woman in gaming, leading the way for the future.
I'm gonna lead you right off a bridge.
Oh yeah. That's messed up.
Alex, No Filter said he'll have you know, and I'm adding that.
Oh no.
Here we
that
go.
Sega has some good series. They did Mad
Ew.
World, Bayonetta, and Infinite.
No. You stop right
They
there, you
published
son of a
those
bitch.
games.
They did not have a goddamn thing to do with making Bayonetta. They simply
Or
published
Mad
it.
World. They didn't
Or
make
Mad World.
World.
They publish it. Their grubby little Sega hands don't program those games. No. You're not gonna taint my favorite franchise, Bayonetta, with Sega hands. Ain't happening.
Sega hands.
No. That is a Platinum Games made game. Sega just gave them money and said, do what we cannot.
And I think Platinum made Mad World too.
Pretty much.
They did also make Mad World, yes.
They did.
So to those of you guys who are Sega lovers, y'all know Alex will never have anything good to say about
They
Sega.
will get no time.
All I'm saying is, if you like Sega, don't come to the podcast expecting some niceties from Alex. He ain't having it.
Oh shit.
He's not having it.
I'm not having it. Ain't no Sega hands on Bayonetta. only thing Sega's hands had to do was writing checks. That's
Oh shoot! He said them Sega hands, boy. Let's go.
Oh wait, I have a service announcement to make real quick. Never mind. Don't get Warriors Orochi. I just saw something very never mind. Just don't get the game. I'm looking at this trailer and I'm looking at all this other stuff, and it's a bummer.
Is this trailer on Nintendo's channel? If I click this, am I gonna get copyright claim?
I wouldn't click on it. I'm just from all the times that I've played Warriors Orochi, I'm looking at this.
Holy cow! It has 170 characters. That's insane.
Because they added everybody from the series.
170, yeah.
That's crazy.
And you probably won't even get to play with like half of them though. And
I'll probably just play as one.
Who knows? I don't know. It just looks weird. I don't know. It looks different. Maybe I haven't been around since Warriors.
Maybe it's good. It's probably not as good as Hyrule Warriors, though.
Definitely not.
All right, so we're gonna take our grubby Sega hands and we're gonna move on
Ew.
to the next topic.
Grubby Sega hands. Excuse me.
Sega, gross.
Where's the wet wipes? I need to wipe my hands.
Yeah. I need to sanitize it. Gross.
I need to take a shower. I feel dirty. Ew.
Why does it smell like hedgehog all of a sudden?
I know. Hedgehogs are rodents, right? Ew.
Smells like hedgehog and defeated.
Ugh,
Gross.
Y'all are so stupid. Oh my god.
Me over here about to lose her head. I need a wet wipe, yo.
Oh god.
Bum tried to touch me. Ew. Okay, go. She can't. She's like, I can't. She's lost it. She can't. She can't. She lost it. We lost her. Alex, go. Take over for her.
Alright, Nintendo of America President Reggie Fils-Aimé says ask Netflix when it comes to the Switch app. So Reggie was interviewed, and he, of course, was asked about Netflix, because that's the thing. When you have a chance to talk to Reggie Fils-Aimé, you ask the man, "Where's Netflix, Reggie? Where the hell's my Netflix?" And Reggie got in full Reggie mode as usual, and he had this to say: "For those types of questions, we have to refer to the folks at Netflix. What we said when we launched Nintendo Switch was that we wanted to have a gaming-first platform And that's what we created. And that's what enabled us in the first 12 months of the United States to be the best-selling home console in history of video games.
Oh, shoot.
Right now, we enable Hulu on our platform. We've said that other services will come in due time. For us, we want to make sure that the continued driving install base for the Nintendo Switch continue to have great games for the platform. He concluded, in terms of what's next on the streaming side, you're gonna have to talk to those individual providers in terms of where they stand and what they're working on.
So basically, it ain't our
So Netflix says Nintendo, Nintendo says it's Netflix.
Right.
So
The truth is somewhere in the middle.
Basically, they basically haven't agreed upon certain money aspects.
So basically,
Probably.
the Nintendo Switch pulled the opposite of the Xbox One at launch and was like, okay, games and nothing else. And then the Xbox was like, apps and nothing else. What the freak?
At this point, Netflix is probably waiting for the paid online service.
Probably.
Because let's just put it this way. If Netflix comes out and tomorrow says, hey, we got our Netflix app is live, go download it. But then in September, it gets locked behind the paywall. That actually makes Netflix look bad.
Yeah.
So at this point, they're probably waiting for the paid online to go up, and then it is what it is. Hulu, I'm curious if Hulu will work if you don't have the online network. I'm going to assume it
It's
won't.
probably, I don't know. Nobody else does that, but then again, it's Nintendo, you know.
Oh, that's only recently. Xbox has been doing it basically every generation. Only last 2 years they got rid of that. So yeah, that's not like it hasn't been done before.
Yeah. As far as Netflix on the Switch, do I want it? Yeah. Am I gonna run down to
Am I gonna
Seattle
use it all the time? Not all the time.
Like, am I gonna go to like freaking Nintendo America in Seattle and like beat down the doors until they bring Netflix?
And demand Netflix? No.
It's not that serious for me.
I
I would prefer them focus on other things.
It's the fact that the Wii U had these things.
Is the one making the Netflix app.
Yeah, it's like I don't really. I mean, I'm not pressed about it. Like, it'll come when it comes. As long as Nintendo bring these games and get all this other stuff squared away.
Nintendo's still bringing games great, but I still think
I'm just saying,
it is a portable device. It should have some extra
has
features.
nothing to do with Nintendo making games.
Of course not. But what I'm saying is, as far as like what they prioritize at the administrative level, I'm not like, go get Netflix right now. I'm like, okay.
They got Hulu. It just doesn't make any sense. Hulu's inferior to Netflix.
Yeah.
So it don't make any sense. We'll see when the probably in September when the online network launches. That's probably when we're gonna see Netflix.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I would imagine so.
All right, let me collect myself. All right,
you still alive? You good? You can breathe? She's alive, y'all. She's still here. Nope.
No, I'm here. I got it. I'm cool.
This is your hostess for this week.
It's like Sega's running this podcast or something.
I mean,
oh, shoot. Stop, Alex Day.
What? I didn't do nothing.
Free. All right, next topic.
She ain't never gonna do it. Let's just see how long it takes her to get her stuff.
I got it, y'all. Chill.
What's gonna happen first? We get Netflix or Nia stops laughing?
I know. I think we'll get Netflix, baby.
I think we'll get Netflix first, to be honest. Yeah.
All right, listen, guys, I got this. Ubisoft reveals our stars. Stop!
What happened?
God dang it! Coupon.
What? I'm allowed to laugh. You're the hostess.
Ubisoft reveals how Star Fox ended up in Starlink on the Nintendo Switch.
They needed a way to sell the game.
Pipes, why you talking about Nia like that? Stop that.
Oh, damn.
Hey, Buckwheat is that guy. Chill. Ubisoft, well, this is the back and forth between Ubisoft and the interviewer from... Who interviewed them? I can't tell. It doesn't say.
It doesn't say.
This is from Ubisoft. How did this partnership... I think it's internally? I don't know. Ubisoft, how did this partnership begin? And then Laurent Malville, I think he's the director behind Starlink. It actually started all at E3 last year. It was really exciting time for us. We were so thrilled to show off the game and what we're trying to do with Starlink. We just had one private room to demo the game, and a few representatives from Nintendo came by. It was a real show highlight to show them the game, and they seemed to really like it. Then Nintendo came back again with a different group of people to play the game. I remember one of them asking me, is it okay if we come back with that group of higher execs? And I said, yes, absolutely. So they came a third and fourth time to check out the demo, to the point where they were finally showing it off to President of Nintendo of America, Reggie K.
Then they asked him about Netflix.
Stop.
I'll never forget when he grabbed the controller and says, this is a neat concept you have here. It felt like something was happening, but we weren't exactly sure what. Fast forward, and we were invited to go to Nintendo HQ in Japan to present the game to Mr. Shigeru Miyamoto and the entire original Star Fox team. Could you imagine being a game developer, making a game, and then being invited by one of the big three like this? Like, this is crazy.
That's crazy. I'm surprised that if Nintendo went through all this, that the game isn't exclusive.
Yeah, that is actually pretty surprising.
That is interesting.
Yeah.
But hey.
And it says, we traveled to Japan to present the game, and it was an unbelievable moment. It was incredibly humbling. Not only did we present the game, but we pitched what we thought we could do with the Star Fox integration in Starlink. We told them that Fox could be fully integrated into the game and have his own special abilities and his own skill tree, like any of the other pilots. We also pitched the R-Wing as a modular ship, just like all the other Starlink ships. We had 3D printed the R-Wing that we gave to Mr. Miyamoto, and we gave it to him. He immediately started playing with it, removing a wing and replacing the wing of another ship on it. It was something that had never been done before with such an iconic ship, so we were a bit nervous about the reaction. But he told us that it was a great thing for players to be able to do. After the presentation and conversation, we returned to Toronto to await word from Nintendo on the partnership. Obviously, they thought it was a good fit, and once we received the green light, we started integrating Fox McCloud into Starlink Battle for Atlas. So this started happening right after they presented it at E3 of last year.
That's crazy. That means Nintendo saw the potential.
That's good.
I'm basically calling this game Star Fox Battle for Atlas.
I mean, quite frankly, that's what it is.
Why you would want to play with one of their generic characters is beyond me. When you can play as Fox McCloud throughout the entire campaign.
The Nintendo version of the game sell the most. Like, couldn't play this game before that, and now
this is an exclusive game at this point.
As far as I know, right? As far as everybody else is concerned, this is like the official Star Fox game for the
like this is the Star Fox game we didn't get last gen.
Miyamoto was like, I know I can't make a good Star Fox game, and these guys can, so let's do it.
You know what this game needs? A second screen. And we'll use this for cockpit mode.
Stop, don't do it.
No, but this is pretty cool. The fact that actually, I thought it was the other way around, and that they went to Nintendo with this, but Nintendo actually approached them with the idea. That's cool.
That's pretty.
But it seems like they brought up the Star Fox stuff.
Yeah. They were like, they were like, yeah, let's get our word in. You can.
It's a perfect fit, though.
In this too. They were like,
that's the first thing you think when you play a game with like something like this, and I was like the president of Nintendo. I'm like, hey, so how about getting Star Fox in this? Because it's perfect. So
it is. Like, it looks cool.
They probably would have asked them if they didn't ask them first.
Yeah, probably.
Because why would they bring them all the way to Japan? You know?
Yeah. Yeah, well, it makes sense. Like we saw gameplay at the Treehouse. The game looks actually like a legitimately good game, which is surprising.
Yeah. I love the rendering of Star Fox. He looks so good.
It looked cool. Fox looked amazing.
Yes,
I can't wait to see Fox. And there's actually even exclusive Star Fox levels in the Switch version. So this game is like just better on the Switch. You get Fox, you get exclusive missions, you get an R-Wing. Like it's just. Like, this is the only version to get. Why would you even consider getting the other versions?
I remember last year, because, last year I was looking at this game, too. And, I was wondering if it would be possible to play this game without the toys. They said that you could, but apparently if you want to play with Fox, you have to have the toy attachment.
Yeah.
So I think that's, the only, caveat if you want to play as Fox for the whole game, is you have to have the attachment. So just so you guys know.
And they were also saying, you know how you can buy little toys for the extra guns and whatever.
Yeah.
If you're not into collecting all the toys, you can actually buy all the guns and the armors and stuff separately on the eShop.
Yeah, I heard.
That's what you don't have to buy the toys.
Yeah, that's what they were talking about.
They
like
did a
last
good job
year.
balancing that because we've always wanted that from Amiibo too. Like the unlockables from the Amiibo, we've always advocated that Nintendo should offer it on the eShop separately, but they don't. Ubisoft is actually doing that, so that's good.
I think that's a good thing too, because Toys to Life is pretty much done. Like it had its moment and it kind of fell off. Nintendo missed a big opportunity to do Toys to Life, but hey, it is what it is. They could have easily done an Amiibo-based Toys to Life game, but
they could have had an amazing Amiibo-based game,
and it would have been a big seller for them. But they missed the opportunity, so
it's over now. They can't do it now. The Amiibo craze is over for the most part.
Yeah. All right, so let's. For sure. So let's move on to our next topic. So those of you guys who are looking forward to Dragon Quest XI on the Switch, Square Enix says that it needs many things worked out and can't say any more.
Oh my god. What is wrong with this? This was a fucking game they announced at the launch of the Switch.
Before the launch of the Switch.
This was like this was actually the very first game confirmed to come out for the Nintendo NX.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's still not out. And they still don't know what's going on with it. Well, what the hell?
I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that this is just based on what's going on with like some of their other games. Like the engines and stuff that they use are just like their own
not
engines.
Compatible,
they
right?
don't seem to be compatible with what the Switch has. Like I think they were using some other engine with Kingdom Hearts, and then they finally switched over to Unreal Engine 4.
This is Unreal Engine 4 they're using now
for Kingdom Hearts.
For this? For Kingdom Hearts they are. I don't know about this.
Because they were using their own engine for Kingdom Hearts, and then they switched it over to Unreal Engine 4, which probably contributed to the delay.
Because I don't know what it was. I heard some news some time ago about Dragon Quest on Unreal. Maybe I must have overheard something else.
I think we were talking about another game that was going to be Unreal.
It might have been a different game.
I think, because like I've said, I remember that, I know what you're talking about, Coupon, because I remember they were using their own engine for Kingdom Hearts 3, and they switched Kingdom Hearts over to Unreal Engine 4.
They switched Kingdom Hearts over.
And then, you know, they were talking about the whole situation with Final Fantasy 15. They're using their own engine for that, so that's one of the reasons why it was kind of hard for it to come over. Wait, okay, so somebody in the chat said that they are using Unreal Engine 4 for
what's the hold up?
Yeah, I don't get it. Like, what the freak? I don't know what's happening with this game. But let's see what they're saying.
At this point, does anyone even care?
I mean, like, what the freak? I don't understand. So anyway, let's see what they're saying about this. So, we're making it, said Okamoto. We're still making it. I can't say anything more. When we first announced Dragon Quest XI, the Switch hadn't come out yet. The development kit also wasn't finalized, he said. The hardware specs weren't out yet, but we were like, we could manage this, we could put this on the Switch. There's no telling when Okamoto and crew will be done taking care of all those many things. They need adjustments before the Switch version launches. In fact, Okamoto, through a translator, kindly asked me to stop asking about when Dragon Quest XI would come to Switch as I continue to press for answers.
Okay, I found another article about it, and basically the Unreal Engine version they're using there's a slightly outdated version of it.
Of course.
So they need to update it, and so they're using one that's slightly outdated.
Are they using like Unreal Engine 3 or something?
No,
like Unreal Engine is free. Like, why are they using old version?
Why is Square Enix making it harder for themselves with these crazy?
I don't know.
Yeah, that's crazy. But even if that's the case, then like I just don't understand why this Switch is not compatible with older versions of Unreal Engine in the first place.
That's true.
But whatever. Who's actually looking for this game? If you wanted this game, it's been on PS4 for what, like 6 months, a year at this point?
Is it out already?
Isn't
I thought it was coming out
soon.
I thought like 10. No, it wasn't 10. Maybe
is this game not even out on the other consoles? I thought this shit's been out in Japan for a long time.
I think it's been out in Japan, but I don't think it's been localized over here yet.
Oh my god. That's Square
I don't know what Square Enix is doing, but I hope they figure it out.
It's not out here yet.
Yeah, it's not here. It's not out here, but it's been out in Japan for a while. So.
It's been out in Japan for a while.
The only games these guys can make that doesn't take like 20 years is Tomb Raider. Like, what the hell's wrong with them?
Okay, it came out in Japan last year in September.
Yeah,
So,
that's
yeah,
why
it's
it's
not-
been in
but it's
Japan
not
for a
here.
year.
But it's not. It hasn't
Yeah.
been localized over here in the West yet.
That's crazy. We'll probably see it in 2020 for the Switch at this point.
I don't know. By the time, I mean, nobody's looking for it anymore. Like, people were excited for it.
I was
before,
actually
but-
really excited for this game, but it's like, how
But,
long
like-
is it gonna take for y'all to bring this game out?
Yeah, but it's
Crazy.
way
We
better
already
games
have
to
so
play
many
than-
RPGs on Switch now.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
it's
true.
just way better games to play
They don't
than worry
take
about
fucking
this.
4 or 5 years to come out either.
And they're gonna blame it. Well, see, this is
Jesus.
why we don't bring games to, because you guys take forever to
Get
bring
outta
them.
here. This is trash, man. This is garbage.
But look
These
at
guys-
Square Enix and freaking Kingdom Hearts. How long did it take them to make that game? And then it took
Oops.
them a long time to make Final Fantasy 15. They just take a long time
They
for
took-
stuff.
That's their
Yeah,
problem.
but those games are like look like next generation games. Look at this fucking game. Look at this shit. No, look at this fucking last gen garbage. Come on, get out of here with that shit.
But they are using an older engine, they said.
These guys aren't. They're just not talented. Whatever team is working on this game.
Freaking Alex, bro.
Yo, like Final Fantasy VII Remake, Kingdom Hearts 3, I understand because those are graphically intensive games, big, massive games. This is fucking a PS2. Come on.
Wow, this man
Wow,
said
he
PS2.
said PS2.
This
Okay.
is trash. Get out of here. Fix your
Okay.
shit, Square.
Moving on.
Freaking Square. Alright, so let's move on, man.
Oh my god.
So, to those of you guys who haven't heard the news, GameStop is going out of business. Oh my god.
You wouldn't tell from all these people who lined up at the gate.
Why is they over there? They lined up at the gate. At the,
They lined up for refunds.
They're lined up for something else. Everybody looking at a different side. Oh, fucking A.
Oh gosh.
They're
Alright,
already
so-
going on this now.
this is what it says. So, I don't know how you say this. Is it Reuters? I guess. I don't know.
Yeah,
Reuters is
Yeah,
reporting
Reuters.
today that North American video game retailer GameStop is currently in talks with a number of buyout firms. The new organization reports that GameStop is in the midst of holding talks with private equity firms about a potential transaction after receiving buyout interest. The company has suffered terribly due to changing consumer habits, because of their reluctance to change video
Yeah.
games, with many people purchasing games digitally. And new services like Xbox Game Pass has helped matters for the company. The retailer's
Fucking Game
stock
Pass is awesome.
has slid more than 32% over the last 12 months, bringing its market capitalization to $1.42 billion, down from about, $9.4 billion in 2007.
They lost $8 billion.
Damn.
That's insane.
That is a lot of money. Y'all don't know what y'all fucking doing over there. This ain't just
Seriously.
because of lights and game passes and people downloading shit.
2007. So that's only what?
There's management
12,
sucks.
12 years. Over the last 12
8
years, they've
billion.
managed to lose $8 billion. And no
Yeah,
one-
that is bad management because, that's bad management.
Yeah.
That's unreal.
Because people stop going to them after when they're like the way that they do shit. Like people are just like,
Yeah,
well, I'm
they're very
better off
shady, apparently.
downloading. Yeah, they're
That
better
shady
off
stuff
going-
is the reason why a lot of people, and
That's
then
a lot of-
course,
yeah.
right. And then of course at one while they were still competing with Best Buy and Amazon. So it's like if you don't learn how to adapt, people are gonna usurp you.
Yeah, people are they're gonna go elsewhere. Like your
Mhm.
shady business practices, sitting up there trying to get people to purchase things and purchase, or what they would do is have the people who work there would literally purchase something without you knowing about it, and you would have to go back to the store and be like, I didn't purchase this. What the fuck is this?
That's
Oh,
messed
it's
up.
just ass. It's just no motherfucker. I didn't want this green
They
hash.
do a lot of crazy stuff. Because I remember like what's it called? I was like listening to a podcast by Loverhead. Shout out to Loverhead. He said that he went to a GameStop one time and he was going to buy a game. I think he said he was gonna buy the game. It was like a new game or something like that.
Yeah.
Turns out the game had actually been opened previously, and then they wrapped it again and tried to sell it as like a new game, but it's technically
Yeah.
still a used game because it's been in people's hands and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Right.
He said after that, he's like, he will never go back to GameStop ever again because stuff like that is like real shady. And I was like,
Yeah.
that's like hella shady. You
And
know?
it's because of their executives and stuff. They're just bad management, and then they want their workers to do certain things. They make the sale, and then they threaten the people who don't make sales for getting them fired and shit over it. And so
Yeah.
people are sitting up here having to lie to customers and stuff, just so they can make a sale, just so they don't get fired. It's like a
Exactly.
constant circle that just they were bound to fucking this shit was bound to happen.
If
Like,
it ain't right from the ground up, then it ain't right. You know what I'm saying? Like,
people would quit their job. They're like,
the culture of a company starts at the top.
exactly.
Yeah. And obviously
If the
they're
CEOs are telling employees to do that kind of stuff, of course they're going to do that stuff. Otherwise, they get let go.
Exactly.
Can't blame the employees.
Yeah, for
They're
sure.
just-
Oh, no,
That's why
it's
I
definitely
don't
not
get
there.
mad at GameStop employees, because I know that there's somebody that's
They got
They're
some
just
hard shit
doing
going
their
on.
job.
Yeah.
And I didn't know it was like that until I started working there, and I was like, God, you're serious. Hell, I got fired for that.
Yeah.
I got fired. Yeah, for stupid shit.
Now, like, I'm just gonna put this out here because I see a lot of people like they're celebrating that GameStop is shutting down. I actually have the opposite way of thinking of this because that's one less. That's one less place for you to buy video games from, which means less competition. That means less discounts because now it's basically Best Buy and Amazon, and Best Buy's already gotten rid of their buyers. Gamers Club or whatever.
That's probably why they got rid of it, because when they heard
they probably had insider knowledge that this was going to happen.
That this was going to happen. They were like, well, there's
so
no
then
point
they
in
cut down
this.
their Gamers Club. That's very possible.
Yeah.
There's rumors that Amazon is buying GameStop. If that's the case, that could be very interesting because Amazon. That would be a huge plus because Amazon right now, as far as I understand, they're the biggest online retailer for video games. Like they dwarf Walmart and Best Buy as far as games online. So if they can actually get brick and mortar stores and have them just for gaming, that could be a huge plus.
I would love
That'd be nice if they could.
And as we all know, Amazon runs their company a lot better than GameStop.
Yes, they do.
Yeah.
And Amazon, to those of you guys who are sad about Best Buy getting rid of Gamers Club on lock, Amazon still has their gamers
for now.
Membership for now. Hopefully,
who knows if they are going to keep it after Best Buy officially stops theirs.
Yeah. But if they do
pick up Best Buy, they might make it different.
If they pick up Best Buy, hopefully they do continue that, because that means they'll get more and more sales, because there's some people who want their games today. They don't want to wait for them to come in the mail.
They don't want to wait. Because that's one of Amazon's biggest problems with they release games. Sometimes they don't come out on time.
They just don't come out on time. So if they have stores that people could go to and actually
hopefully that's true, and that ends up being them that buys it.
Yeah. If Amazon buys them,
that would be interesting. Could you imagine buying your game online through picking it up at a store closest to you?
That'd be cool.
That'd be cool.
That'd be totally cool. Like, hey, I want this game. Be like, okay, there's a store near you. They have it, and they just pull it out, and you go to the store and pick it up.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
That'd be great.
For sure.
So we'll see how it works.
Yeah,
we'll see. It's the future. Like, digital games eventually is going to be all we have.
Yeah.
As adamant as people are about physical games, at some point they will go away.
At some point they will. Like, there'll still be some form of physical for collectors.
It's cheaper to make. Yeah, like collector's editions.
Even the collector's editions.
Yeah, even a lot of collector's edition, they don't even give you.
They don't even have the game
anymore.
It's just a collector's edition, no game, and you're paying like $100.
Like, it is what it is. Like, we all know it's cheaper for these companies to make digital games because they don't have to pay for the discs, or they don't have to pay for the shipping, they don't have to pay for none of that. They make more money off each sale, and they don't, and they can cut out the middleman, right?
Yeah, they don't have to share it with GameStop.
Eventually, at some point, it's going to be digital only. It's just like, I would like it to be a long time from now.
I just prefer having a store I can run to sometimes, and I do like to talk to some of the workers there that are pretty cool. Like, if you have a really good
I like to be able to get my stuff the same day as I want.
Yeah, me too.
Talk to people, and then rentals from time to time. But that's no.
GameStop is very stupid for stopping that rental.
They should have fixed that.
Yeah, they could have continued.
Could have did something with that.
Because they had some dumbass reason too. Like, they said their POS system couldn't handle
their
system.
system.
Like, are you guys for real? Like, that's crazy. Why did you even try to make the system in the first place?
Their system is so old, and they just refuse to upgrade.
Their rental service thing actually sounded really cool.
It would have worked. It would have been nice if they had kept to it, but their system is so backwards.
These guys are slow to change.
Yeah. Same thing.
It's catching up.
Same thing.
Slow to change is how you get out of business.
Actually, fun fact about Toys R Us: in Canada, Toys R Us is actually profitable, so they got bought out. So we're actually keeping our Toys R Us's up here.
So who they get bought out by?
They got bought by some Canadian financial group or something. So now they're keeping it as Toys R Us.
Okay.
Oh, that's what's up. I don't know. The ones out here, they're just hell bent on toys. It's like people are doing electronics.
You guys have more stores that sell toys.
Yeah.
In Canada, we basically have Walmart and Toys R Us.
Yeah.
In Amazon.
Yeah.
Well, we used to anyway, because we had like KB Toys and freaking so many others that I can't think of at the moment, but we used to have a lot of those. Then they kind of went by the wayside because of Toys R Us, and now Toys R Us is pretty much the last of its kind.
Yeah, pretty much.
Alright, so before I move on to the next topic, I want to go ahead and give some shout outs. So shout outs to Ruby Sakurai, shout outs to the Glory Cross, shout outs to Quake SRK, shout outs to Muhammad Alavi, shout outs to the homie Jalen Pipes, shout outs to Tony Jen, shout outs to Arfan Ali. I saw the homie Common Sense up in here earlier today. Shout outs to everybody who's currently in the chat.
Was he talking nonsense or was he talking common sense?
I don't know. I didn't see the comment. But shout out to everybody who's here right now. Make sure you guys give this podcast a thumbs up if you like what we're talking about right now. Or if you just want to support the channel, support the podcast, make sure you're doing that as well over on Alex's side as well. Yeah. We appreciate each and every one of you guys for coming and listening every week. You guys are awesome. So let's move on to our next topic. So, next topic. Sakurai is once again treating Super Smash Bros. Ultimate like it's his final game.
This is like a bigger ongoing joke than Ridley.
It really is.
It really is.
And this is what they have to say. The legendary Masahiro Sakurai, the creator of Super Smash Bros., is back with his latest entry in the series Super Smash Bros. Ultimate for the Nintendo Switch. Once again, Sakurai believes it can be his final game in the incredibly popular
No one
series.
believes you, man.
And this is a quote from Sakurai himself. The Smash series may continue in the future, but I don't know if we'll ever be able to pull this off. So I really hope you'll enjoy this iteration of the game. So,
Look, Sakurai, my homie, my family, my friend, I understand that you want us to feel for you, and I understand believe you, but we do not. You said that a couple of Smash Bros ago. You said it last Smash Bros. You say it at this Smash Bros. We gonna get another one when the next Switch 2, 3.0 or whatever the fuck come out, and you're gonna keep doing Smash until you shrivel up and die because you just can't help yourself. So stop lying. Why you always lying?
He's withering away. Every time we see this man, he looks thinner and thinner.
He can't
help himself.
He's a workaholic.
That's his problem.
They literally need to force him off the project. Like get somebody else.
He left E3 immediately after the Smash Bros. Tournament because he saw bugs in the gameplay, and he was like, "I need to go and fix this game."
Yeah. He's
like that's just who he is.
That he's a workaholic. They need to take.
That's the level of dedication he has to Smash Brothers.
They literally have to let him go. They literally need to let him. He needs to be fired in order for him not to touch this. Exactly. Oh, I'm sorry, dude. You can't come here. Why not? You've been fired. What? No, because you don't understand the concept of leave Smash alone. Go rest. Go take a nap.
They need to forcibly take him off of Smash Brothers.
And I respect the dude. Yeah. And I respect the dude. I really do. But you need to take a break, my homie. Like I get it.
Like
this is
an entire team of people behind him that can help.
He needs an apprentice. He needs somebody to take over for him.
You know what?
Training somebody because all the older Nintendo guys have a protege.
They do. Because remember when we were talking about this was like some years ago. They developed, well, not developed, but they're kind of. It's not an official development team. But they kind of like underhandedly call it the Nintendo Garage, and that's where like the Splatoon guys came from.
The Nintendo Smash team
guys came from.
They need a Smash team to work on Smash.
They need some of those up and coming guys to come and take his place because he is like he's visibly harming himself.
Yes,
from working on Smash Brothers.
Like you could still he could still do the introductions and stuff to the Smash Brothers and all that, but don't work on the game, my dude. You need to let someone else younger and work on it. Let those people get in there, let them learn the ropes, let them understand what your perfectionist mentality is like, and let somebody pick up after you because there's usually somebody who will idolize you and who will actually pick up all your quirks and take that with them and add on their own fresh take. So please, my dude, take a rest. We don't want you to, kill over. You need to take a rest.
And they also, have people who could potentially add something new. Look at those Splatoon dudes. Those dudes used to work on freaking Animal Crossing. You would never know it though. Right. You know what I'm saying? Because it's completely different than what Animal Crossing was. So let somebody else take the reins, man.
It's okay to stop working for a little while.
It really is, man.
It really is.
All right, so let's talk about this Mario Tennis real quick.
What about this
Mario Tennis is the newest non-port coming to Nintendo Switch this week.
Oh damn!
I had to throw it out there, man. This whole
it's a port because it's another tennis game. We have one. I mean, it's a port, obviously.
The first non-port, because first we had Kirby, so that was a new game, and then Mario Tennis Ace.
But we had Kirby on the Wii U too, so it's obviously a port.
Oh my god!
I'm just saying, that's how they're making justifications for that. I'm just like, oh.
Yeah, but anyway, you know what I mean, though. The first game that wasn't previously on the Wii U that's coming to the system.
The second non-Wii U game of the year.
Yes. So, to those of you guys who are interested in this kind of stuff, Mario Tennis is currently sitting at a 78 Metacritic score. So, I guess it's doing fairly
What about its online? But what about its online?
We don't know yet. Because, you know,
why not?
They can't.
We need to have the online
right now.
now.
Did you guys hear that 68 is the new 95 though?
68 is the new 95. Who said this?
So,
Who said
so
this?
imagine people who play State of Decay 2.
Oh
no. 68 is the new 90, so imagine 78. 78 must be the new 99. That's what I'm hearing.
Oh god. Well, I'm sure that the reason why the scores are currently so low is because one, people have been able to test the online because online isn't working when you get an early copy because nobody's playing the game. Well, probably except for other reviewers.
Well, from the reviews I've watched, basically the general consensus is the single player is very thin.
That's actually kind of disappointing because that was one of the
things it's apparently only like three or 4 hours long. So like that's where the game kind of like slows down a bit. Like they didn't put too much effort into the single player, but the rest of the game looks fine.
Yeah, the mechanics of the game look very, very well. They are because I've played it. They are very in-depth.
The mechanics are excellent.
So I'm actually kind of disappointed that the single player is not that beefy because that's one of the things that I was looking at.
Be a little more fleshed out.
Yeah, that's one of the things that I was looking at when they first announced it. Like the single player looks like it's gonna be super fleshed out.
Yeah.
But hopefully that little 3 to 4 hours is still substantial. Or no? Was that what the reviews are saying? I haven't seen any reviews.
They were basically saying it was just okay, but or whatever. Like the game's still gonna be fun. Like I played a bit online. Like it was the mechanics are fine. The characters are good. A lot of different stages this time around. It looks like there's more than enough content this time.
Yeah, because I mean, really, to be honest, most of the people are gonna be playing on the online anyway.
Oh, what happened?
What happened? Oh.
Oh, you cut out.
No, you just cut out for a second.
Oh, I was saying, well, I guess, you know, most people are going to be playing online anyway. So, I mean, whether or not the single player matters just depends on what kind of a gamer that you are. One thing that I can say, though, as far as Nintendo's year this year is very multiplayer and online game heavy. And I don't know how to feel about that because we haven't had a year like that in a long time from Nintendo. It's like,
to be fair, they have to. They're launching a new online network.
True.
Yeah,
that's
so
true.
They gotta get more.
I'd be like kind of pissed if they were just giving us single player games and then go, here, go pay for our online now.
That's true. I just kind of felt that very interesting. That's probably the reason why this year feels very thin. Even though Mario Tennis looks amazing, even though Smash looks amazing, is because we're not really accustomed to just having like these multiplayer focused games coming out in such a short amount of time from one another. Like this year, especially from Nintendo. So anyway, 78 Metacritic score. You guys can go look up the reviews and kind of see what people are saying.
How is Shaq Fu a 53? That's criminal.
Get out of here.
Oh my god. Who did it and why?
It's a 90 plus game.
Oh my god. So let me click on this.
Next topic. We're not talking about Shaq Fu. We're done.
We need to talk about this.
What? No, we're not talking about Shaq Fu.
Why not?
Moving on. Because Alex is lying. He's been making us believe this whole time that Shaq Fu is this amazing game, but I guarantee you it's not.
It's so amazing.
Madam, I have played a couple hours of that game.
And he's so serious. Listen to his voice.
It's breathtaking.
Listen to this lie this man is telling you.
The amount of detail and quality in that game, the voice acting, the animations, the storyline.
I wish I could dance.
Oh my god.
It's incredible.
How
it scored a 53 to me is just blasphemy.
Okay, Alex, we're done. Alright, so next article. Nintendo is open to live conferences for future E3 events. So this is an article.
But the directs.
This is an article that is based off of an interview from GamesBeat. So GamesBeat asked the question to Charlie Shabeta, who's the senior director for corporate communications at Nintendo of America, and he asked, "Is there a reason you're continuing the directs online as opposed to in person?" Shabeta says, "We decide each year what to show in the booth based on the content we have. We also do the same when it comes to what we do with the Nintendo Direct or presentation. In the past, we've done presentations where we brought thousands of people together and demoed live on stage. With the last 4 or 5 years, we've done more of the video approach. It's really whatever we think is the best way to bring those games to life. We think that Nintendo Direct recently has been a nice way to do it because we're able to package interviews and gameplay and fine-tune it. So it's a nice, tight presentation. It's an efficient use of time. It's a good way to bring these games to life in a video format. In the future, we might go back to a presentation. We might stick with video. We might do something completely different. But it'll all be based on what we have to show that year." So how do you guys feel about this?
Stay video, quite frankly.
I love the directs first.
At this point, just you're known for the. Everybody's starting to like transfer over to their form of video.
More cringe moments than good moments at their live shows anyway.
Yeah.
So I like the Nintendo Direct format. I think how they have it down packed now.
They're improving it more.
They improve it every year.
And
they improve the format every time. Like they've gotten so good
at it. Look at the
like,
landscape.
I don't want that.
Everybody's trying to do it. So.
Yeah.
Like,
I remember...
We've seen what can happen with live performances. Just look
just look at E3 this year. Like EA
just trying to get that money.
EA, and then
chase that money. I got that money. Let's chase that money.
Chase that money.
That shit would never happen on a pre-recorded video.
Yeah. Do you really want to see like the Smash, like people coming on stage talking about how they're getting that money and all this other stuff?
Yeah, we're not gonna see Zero come on stage. Which is stupid little scarf. Take that money.
Watch Reggie Fils-Aimé talking about game stage while he stutters, and nobody wants to see all that.
And having some homeless guy play guitar,
or some other dude appropriating a flute from Japan or some shit. Like you don't want to see that trash.
Nobody wants to see that shit.
Nobody wants to see that. You just want to come in.
Guy go for like a minute straight.
Oh my god!
No, thank you.
Or somebody playing some old like freaking game that you're never gonna get because it's on mobile now.
Right.
How dare they disrespect Command and Conquer like that? Like
that was the worst part of the show.
Like when they announced it was Command and Conquer, I was like, "Yo, the hardcore fans of this game are gonna be pissed."
Fuming.
Like you can't do a live show without having some form of cringe. It's just
there's just always gonna be cringe when you do a live show.
There's always gonna be cringe because there's always gonna be something that happens that's out of
control.
The best thing about the Nintendo Direct style, and some other companies do it this way now too, like Square Enix did it the same way. It's just like trailer.
There's still
it's a very efficient use of time. They don't waste people's time. A show doesn't need to be 2 hours long in a thing that you can do in half an hour.
That's true.
Right. And you could spend more of that time explaining the game in a treehouse, like they're doing.
Like they do,
just tell us what the game is, show us a little bit of gameplay, and then.
I remember when they first announced, like when the first year that they announced they were gonna start doing the directs instead of
a lot of people didn't like that.
I wasn't sure because it was new, and I was like, I don't know if I like that better, because like everybody's like big thing was like if they're not on the show, you don't get to see how people are going to respond to the announcements, but technically you still can. Like for example, when they announce something, go to Twitter. Everybody tells you how do you feel about what they just announced on Twitter. It's essentially the same thing.
Like the live show is only good for people who are physically at E3.
Yeah, true.
And quite frankly, the live shows people that they invited to come inside so they could cheer and be yes men and stuff. Those aren't authentic people who are gonna be like, oh hell no, this is trash.
Or,
you don't want that. You want actual, authentic, yes or no.
Or you could be like the people at Sony's conference where nobody cheered. It's like, how are you not cheering for this?
They were confused. The motherfuckers are confused.
I mean, I understand their show was confusing.
Their feet hurt.
Their show was so bad.
Around.
Or they have cringe moments where, like, at Rage 2, when they have a live band playing and the crowd is dead silent.
The crowd,
that dude must have been so embarrassed.
There's a dude who had his headphones on and he's just looking like, what's going on?
Oh man, he was just looking like, can you just show us the
He had his glasses on. He had sunglasses on and he had his headphones.
He was probably sleeping.
He was just like, what is going on? No, you can see him moving, but he was just like, what's going on? I'm listening to my music.
Yeah, but like, there's just so much potential for massive amounts of cringe in a live show.
Yeah.
I hope
at the very least, you can control stuff.
Yeah. I like the direct and then the treehouse format. To me,
I
feel like because not only that, but it's, how can I say this? Nintendo is able to do way more than they've ever done because of this format.
Yep.
Like,
absolutely.
It used to be just like, okay, we'll do a presentation and then we're gonna go home or whatever, show our games on the floor or whatever for the people who are there. But now it's like, okay, they can show the public us what's going on, and they can continue telling us what they're working on with the treehouse, because like that's their opportunity to give us more and more and more and more, because they're not having to spend so many resources on trying to do a live presentation on the stage. So I actually like that. Like
the only like that. Good part of a live show is like the crowd reaction. You get to see that. Like like for example, at Xbox show when they showed buying the 5 new studios, they got a huge pop for that.
Right.
Yeah.
But that's basically the only advantage.
Right.
Yeah, but like for us at home, viewing at home.
Yeah, for us at home viewing, like, does it really make a difference? Not really. No. If you're at the show, I'm sure it's super exciting because you're surrounded by a bunch of people and you're cheering and whatnot.
And then with the growth of social media, you're still seeing how things are received.
Even the people that go to the E3, they with the Nintendo, directs at E3, the people that even go to E3, they still watch it on their phones and whatnot.
Yeah, of course.
And they go down to the thing and stuff. So it's like they're not missing anything because they know they don't have to pile into some one location to watch the event. They know they can be anywhere, watch the event, and then go about their business and not have to waste their time.
So they don't have to watch a show, stand up, go to a different building, and sit down and watch another show.
Right, pretty much.
Oh my god.
Be corralled into
Why did they
15
even think
different
that
areas.
was a good idea?
Who thought that was a good idea? Come on now.
I honestly thought they did it just
it's an experience.
Just to make people mad?
No, they did it because they know they can.
Because they can get away with it. We got the cult of Sony right here.
Like they couldn't set the tone in other ways. Like they had to put them in like a church or a tent or whatever the freak.
That church of Sony was creepy.
That was creepy as hell. Like
Sony,
you're like, we got the church of Sony. I'm like, dude, no, stop, please don't do that.
There's a lot of people out there who actually believe that they're a church, though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
All right.
Seek help, and this is why gaming was considered mental health problems. This is exactly why.
That conference didn't help much with that.
That didn't help. Like, they're like, see, this is it.
They made him look like a freaking cult, man. That was so weird.
Like a freaking cult, making the rest of us look bad. Like, we gotta help these mentally ill children.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Before they drink the Kool-Aid.
Don't drink the Kool-Aid, guys.
Just please don't.
Alright, so let's move on to our last topic of tonight. For those of you guys who are watching in the chat, make sure that you guys please head over to the Discord and ask any questions that you might have for the panel. I will be putting that down in the comments, so make sure you be looking out for that. So questions, go ahead and put your questions in Discord.
Questions in the Discord.
Question opportunities right now, guys and girls. So go ahead and put in your questions. So this is our last topic for tonight, and this one is about some things that Reggie said about the potential of loot boxes in games. So this is based off of an interview from Bloomberg, and it's a question that Reggie Fils-Aimé was asked to answer. So Bloomberg asks, is Nintendo moving toward more digital revenue? And so to that, Reggie had to say, loot boxes, broadly speaking, have gotten a bit of a bad rap. The game mechanic of buying something that you're not sure what's inside is as old as baseball cards.
Fuck you, Reggie.
But we believe that Nintendo is that gameplay mechanic offers the consumer something to buy that they're not sure what's inside could be interesting, as long as that's not the only way you can get those items. And that's where some developers have made some mistakes. For us, it's one of many mechanics we can use to drive ongoing engagement in the game. So let's talk
Expect
about
loot boxes in the future.
Let's talk about this. Anybody? All right.
So there's good and bad in loot boxes is essentially what he's trying to get at, from what I'm understanding. And he thinks there is a way for loot boxes to be engaging and to, you know, create more ongoing fun environments for the game. So I'm sorry, but from my experience, playing with loot boxes has never been a fun experience. It's been frustrating for the most part. Thank you. And I just don't like it. I don't understand why. Well, actually, I do understand why. It's about money. So it essentially takes the idea of you basically rolling for a chance to win something that you really like, as opposed to a bunch of throwaway items. Most people would say, well, you always get something, so it's not gambling. Okay, sure, whatever. But if you think of it in the format, it's based on the value of the person. What do you, as a person, find value in a game? If it's this skin, if it's this freaking weapon, or is it this freaking throwaway item that most people would consider a throwaway item, but you like the throwaway item? Like, it's based on the individual. Right. What do you consider valuable to you and valuable enough that you will roll the dice essentially over and over and over again just to get that item? And they know that you'll do it over and over and over again just to get that item. Mm-hmm. And so why not throw money into that? Hey, just, you know, if you throw money at it, you can keep rolling the dice, and essentially at some point you'll get that. And of course, on their end, all they have to do is tweak the numbers and the percentages of when you get that RNG drop. And if they realize that people are constantly wanting some certain item, they have statistics on their end. They know what items are the most popular. So they're going to make sure that item is not in anybody's hands on a regular basis. That they know these things. And I don't understand why any company would think this is fun for us, because it's not fun for us. Sure, maybe people who don't understand the concept behind it, they'll be like, oh, this is pretty interesting, but it gets old fast. It's like you get tired of it. Like you're gonna get over it real fast. You're like, I want this item, but I can't get it because I have to put money into it, and if I grind for it, it's gonna take even longer than what it would if I just threw money at it. It's basically, this mechanic is not for us whatsoever. It's for them. So they can monetize it, so they can get money out of us. For those people who have indispensable money that they could just dispose of and don't have to worry about, they just throw money at it over and over and over again. The rest of us who work hard for our money and for our games may purchase these items from time to time, but it's not a fun event. Like, I like the idea of, if I'm going to purchase an item in game, I'd rather just get the item flat out. But altogether, I come from a time where all that stuff was in your game anyway. You unlock it at a reasonable rate. You don't have to spend money to unlock it whatsoever. So I can't get over that old school vibe of me going into a game, playing it, unlocking everything at my own leisure, at my own time, and without it being an RNG type of deal. Like, Reggie's basically, he's just showing he's basically showing where Nintendo's probably going to go in the future. They're going to start throwing loot boxes in, but if legislation keeps up as it is, because as we all know, it's some news that just hit right recently, and the Netherlands is basically making Steam turn off the loot boxes for Dota and CSGO. They cannot have loot boxes playing right now. So that happened, and Europe is pretty big on legislation. If Europe gets a wind of a lot of this stuff, and Europe starts, coming together and starts deciding that loot boxes are gambling, it's going to hit hard, because they recently had an incident where they had some privacy policies changed, and it hit all over the world. So if you recently got some emails for privacy policy issues, that's because of the European Union. They weren't having it with privacy issues. So if they get a hold of these loot boxes and they're not having it with that, you're gonna get some emails saying, saying sorry for the inconvenience, but these loot boxes have been turned off in this game because of whatever reason. So I'm hoping that happens. I'm tired of loot boxes. I don't care. All they're good for is for the companies to make more money without having any repercussions, basically. But those repercussions are coming. And hey, Reggie, I get it. I understand it makes you guys more money, but y'all better tread carefully because legislation is still on the heels of loot boxes right now. It hasn't gone away.
All right, what do you feel about? What do you feel about this, Alex? What's your take?
That was really intense. I have a less intense view of Lootboxes than Coupon, I guess.
I just don't like them.
As Reggie, I don't like Reggie. Everyone knows this. I think he's a clown. But one thing he says here is true. They're not inherently bad as long as you have another way to purchase the content that you want. He does make that clear here. He says, and that's where some developers have made mistakes. For us, it's one of many mechanics we can use to drive our... Oh, I missed a line. Is that what we believe in Nintendo is a gameplay mechanic that offers the consumer something to buy that they're not sure of what they're getting can be interesting as long as that's not the only way to get those items. So as long as there's a way to purchase, like for example, I want to buy a specific shirt and I can either buy that shirt for, let's say, $5, or I can test my luck and spend $1 on the loot box and hope I get the shirt. That's a way to handle this situation. If I want that specific item, I can buy the item, or I can test my luck and maybe I'll get lucky and save $4. Like if they're doing it that way, that's how I perceive it from what he says, that they would not make the loot box the only way to get that item, that you could also purchase it or maybe even unlock it in-game way, which of course would take longer. A lot of developers, as Coupon was just talking about, a lot of developers do take advantage of loot boxes. You see that. You'd have to be blind to not see that. They take advantage of people that get addicted to gambling. That has been very clear. They know how to... There's a reason why all these loot boxes, when you unlock them, they sound like a machine from the casino. There's scientific reasons for doing this, because they know how to get that emotion out of your brain to get you to keep clicking. And it is what it is. I don't feel Nintendo would do that same thing, because they're not really that kind of company. They would always offer you another route to buy the content that you want. I don't think they would just sit there and make you buy loot box after loot box in the hopes of finding something. Because again, he made that pretty clear that there would be other ways to get the content. And he feels, and Nintendo feels, that's where other developers have ruined loot boxes or made mistakes with loot boxes. We've already seen them try loot boxes in their cell phone games. Will it come to their home console game, the Switch? Probably, at some point. But at least for the foreseeable future, I would imagine it's only going to be on cell phones. Because that's where most of the loot box people are. They're on mobile.
They're on mobile.
So, like, that's where they're going to make most of that loot box money anyways. So this is one of the few occasions where I actually agree with Reggie. Amazing. I guess he can be right every 100 things he says. He can be right once. A clock is right 2 times a day if it's broken, and Reggie can be right once in a while.
Oh my god,
that's hilarious. Well, I think I took away the same thing that Alex took away. He did make it a point to note that as long as you can get those items, you know, outside of the loot boxes or another way, then that's what really matters at the end of the day. I know, especially for me, I definitely don't want to see Nintendo go the way of loot boxes, but I feel like the way that things are going so far, it's a very good chance that Nintendo, like everybody else, is gonna do it. They're gonna find some kind of way to implement it into their console games. Kind of like what they did with Amiibo, but hey, when we can't go there because it's Nintendo, right? We can't talk about that because Nintendo has tried their hand by trying to bring that through the form of Amiibo, because they know that they have iconic characters. People are willing to spend the money having figurines of these iconic characters. So I think in a roundabout way, that was kind of their way of testing the waters. And now that the digital version, you know, of loot boxes has become more and more popular, I think it's a good chance that they're going to definitely try to sneak them in at some point or another. Maybe Smash Brothers will be the game. Who knows?
For your chance to play any of the characters. For you to unlock the characters.
Yeah, but I do like the fact that Reggie at least understands that as long as it's not the only way. And that's important, you know.
But just as a heads up, there is a my thing with it is like I do hear what he's saying, and I hope he stays on the side where y'all talking about. I hope that's how they're gonna do it. It's just I hope that if they do it, that they're not gonna tweak the that they're not gonna do as like right now. There's various games that do have a method of where you can get the loot box or you can purchase the item. But to purchase the item, it's still a hell of a grind, and you won't get as much like in-game currency to purchase that item, and you cannot buy that item with real world money. So like there are some games like that where they
as long as it's not like terribly like tedious to get that item.
Essentially, like I just hope they don't do the tedious route if they do it. But I don't think Nintendo will. Like I don't believe like they're gonna do that. But I just really hope they be cautious with it in the way that Reggie was speaking, because my God, we don't need loot boxes.
I know
in Nintendo games. Ugh. But we'll see. We'll see going forward.
That will definitely be an interesting day to see that actually happens.
Oh boy.
I play a lot of free to play games, so I'm used to seeing loot boxes and games like that. But
free to play games, I can understand. I can stomach them. Paid games, I can. It's like when you want me to spend like $60-$40 on your game, and then you want me to spend more money in your game to even enjoy it more. Like, nah, family. Like, just give me the game for free and allow me to play your game and see if I think it's worth me putting some money into. Because if I feel like if I feel like your game is worth it, I don't mind throwing some money at you as far as I'm concerned. That's cool. But if you're gonna tell me that I have to pay an admission for your game and then I have to pay more money just to enjoy it, fuck you.
Yeah.
Keep your game.
Some of this stuff is like legit getting like
legit retarded. Yeah.
Like it's crazy.
They could have did loot boxes in such a great way, but you know how the industry is. Whatever.
Absolutely. Well, let's see.
Oh my God.
Oh, this is a dumb question, but whatever. Okay. Muhammad Alabi says, "What Echo characters do you want to see in Smash Ultimate? None. Don't bring any more.
Waluigi, if you can't. I want Waluigi to be a regular character, but if that's the only way I'm gonna get him in the game, like
who would he echo though?
Yeah, he can't echo anybody.
Luigi, he don't have to echo Luigi.
He's nothing like Luigi.
He's nothing.
I know he's not, but I want my Waluigi, damn.
And he's not as gross as Wario.
No,
he wouldn't. Wario. He's not gonna fart on people and.
Well, I know that. I'm just saying, like, if that's the only way he can get in the game,
I wouldn't want him. I don't want him as an Echo character. If he can't be his own man, I don't want him there.
I truly want him to be his own.
I want him to be himself.
He can't be an Echo.
I don't want him to just be.
I was watching a video, just as a heads up, real quick before we go to the next question. I was watching a video and somebody was making a speculation, even though I don't believe this, that what if when we saw Waluigi as a trophy, that was just a joke, because people who were playing in the game throughout the E3 never saw his trophy. For all the trophies that popped out, nobody saw Waluigi's trophy whatsoever, and they had a lot of trophies. So I don't know, maybe they had his held.
They might be trying to troll us, because there's nothing to say they can't just be like, okay, we're removing the trophy and adding him to the game.
Yeah. And then put him in the game. So I don't know. It was just a theory I came up with.
They put fucking Ridley, man. They put Daisy, man.
They put Daisy in there. Like, it's not like they can't.
Daisy's the real heart burster here. Like, she doesn't.
Like, I'm happy she's there, but it makes sense that they made her a freaking Echo.
I don't understand why she couldn't just
cool,
be a
whatever.
swap.
She is. She's an alternate character of Peach.
I'm just saying, but they made her an Echo fighter instead of a palette swap. They could have just made her a palette swap.
Still the same.
Yeah, she could have been a straight up. Yeah, but you know, there was.
Oh, whatever. I'm still holding out hope that Waluigi's in the game. I think Nintendo's swerving us.
You think they are for real?
Yeah,
perhaps. Yeah. He might be the next. He might be the next one.
Let's be real. Who was asking for Daisy? Like the two most asked for characters. Actually, three most are Ridley, Ice Climbers, and Waluigi. We got 2 out of 3.
Yeah.
So I think at some point we're gonna get Waluigi. Is he DLC? Maybe. Is he gonna be announced before the game comes out? Maybe. I refuse to believe he's not in the game.
So you think they're still gonna have like room for like a new announced characters?
I think they might still announce.
Oh, the game comes out in December.
It comes out in December. They have time to announce.
I mean, I know they have the time, but like they have so many characters already.
True, but it's not like they haven't been.
Warriors Orochi is 170 characters.
That's true. Dang, 170. That's crazy.
We're talking about a chump change with 65 characters. Get out of here. Chump change.
Got what? 65 characters to Smash and 100 and what in a row?
170.
That's what I'm talking about. Y'all better get to work. Y'all gotta catch up.
Yeah.
This ain't no Smash Brothers Ultimate. That's Smash Brothers Ultimate.
Alright, so
But yes, no Echo characters. Goddamn.
yes, we got a question from Arfin. He says, should Smash Brothers be an online-driven game, updated online and what are you asking, Arfin?
What does that even mean?
Should Smash Bros be an online-driven game, updated online?
Basically,
Oh,
it sounds
I
like
see. Yeah.
he wants the game to be online mode only, basically, and Sakurai can update it via that way and then make a new IP.
Like a games for service game?
Yeah,
Is that what
games for service.
It's games for service game, yeah.
And then Sakurai to work on a new IP or Kid Icarus instead of making a new Smash Brothers every
would
year.
that really be that bad? Like, do we need a brand new Smash game every console? Can't
Like, I don't think it's really necessary.
It should transition to a game as a service at this point.
Right. Like, you could just add more heroes.
That's the same thing I've been saying for Mario Kart. Like, I don't give a shit if we get Mario Kart 9. I'm happy if they just add more stages.
They just add more stages and more characters and call it a day.
That's just
even if
one less game I have to buy.
And even if they were to change the mechanics, that could still be.
They could still do it
through
an update. Yeah, they could definitely do that.
Like games do it all the time, where they update mechanics or they make certain.
It's not inherently a bad thing.
At this point, Smash Brothers might as well be a online, driven game. At this point,
I feel like that too.
It would save them a lot of time and energy and money too. By the way,
you can do
and money for us because we don't have to buy it every freaking time a new console comes out. We could just pick up where we left off or some type of thing.
You can do everything through a freaking update now. You can even add freaking like modes. You can add texture packs. Like everything you can do online now.
But also lock people out of their accounts.
Yeah.
There's a lot of like non-questions in here.
I was reading
don't put non-questions in the questions.
Like, if y'all ain't got no questions,
delete them
deleting them.
This is for questions.
Yes.
If you want to talk in the general chat room. That's what it's for.
T-Dude says, did you know that Twitter says that Nintendo is the most tweeted about topic during E3, while Microsoft takes second and Sony took fifth?
That can't be true. Sony always wins.
I actually heard about that. That usually tends to happen with Nintendo things.
Nintendo gets talked the most about on Twitter.
But why though? They don't really have the most fans.
Because the people that hate Nintendo talk about them twice as much, and the people that love Nintendo talk about them all the time.
That's true. You would think that most people will actually talk about Microsoft because they showed a lot at their.
They did. People don't want to give them shine though. They want to pretend like Nintendo or Sony.
Microsoft actually had a good show. I ain't got nothing to hate on.
Show.
Yeah, I ain't got nothing to hate on with that show. So we got a question from Shadow Boxin. Sorry. He said, should anyone be surprised Sony showed the basic stuff we already knew about? Okay, that's not a question for us.
He's just responding to that other guy.
Stop talking to people in the questions chat. This is not for them, it's for us.
I'll just delete them all.
Freak.
I'm deleting anything that ain't a question.
He's still doing it. What's wrong with this guy?
Muhammad Alavi says, what are your thoughts about the rabid Waluigi fans like Alex attacking Sakurai's social media accounts?
Fuck you, Sakurai.
I forgot to mention that.
I'm gonna troll his ass till I get Waluigi. I'm gonna harass him until I get my way.
There's people legit harassing Sakurai's Twitter because Waluigi's not in the game.
I'm just gonna tweet him every day. How your fingers? How your fingers?
No. Y'all gotta stop harassing people on the internet.
Harass him every day till I get Waluigi.
Even if you don't make it in.
I'm gonna do it every day.
Don't do that.
Until Shaq Fu gets up to 90 on Metacritic, I'm gonna keep bothering Sakurai.
Well, that is never happening, buddy.
Then he's gonna get bothered for life.
Super Smash Bros. 17 will be out, and that game will never get that high of a Metacritic score.
Damn!
Jalen Pipes asks, if you had to choose Adventure Mode from Smash Melee or Subspace Emissary from Brawl to return in the Ultimate...
Subspace Emissary!
That's not even a question.
That's not even a question, guys.
Subspace Emissary is the definitive Adventure Mode in any
That was the greatest part of that shitty-ass Smash Brothers on Wii.
T-Dude says, do you believe that Daisy is gonna dethrone Peach, Rosalita, and any of the divas as the queen of Smash Brothers Ultimate.
Huh?
Huh?
I don't think I heard that right. Huh?
Huh? And I don't even have a problem with Daisy, but no. Absolutely not. What?
How dare you?
Absolutely not.
First of all, those chicks ain't never been queen. It's always been Bayonetta.
I understand why people like Daisy. What is there to like about this gutter trash hoe?
Because she's not bougie. She's very down to earth. You know what I'm saying?
That just means she's poor.
Even so, people can relate to her poor ass.
She's a more relatable person.
She's more relatable princess than Peach. Peach is
How's she relatable? Because Luigi found her turning tricks in a back alley and he needed a partner for tennis? That's how she's relatable?
Rosalina is high all the time. Like, she on freaking, like, moon dust or something.
She on that moon dust.
Oh, my God.
Rosalina, you gotta admit, Rosalina do be looking high, though.
She be looking high all the time. She running around here with these freaking stars floating around. Like, nobody sees the stars but her. And everybody wondering how she's floating around on the ground.
Because she's high out of her mind.
Put your feet on the ground. Why you floating and shit? What
she is smoking the best moon dust in the galaxy right now.
This chick floating all the damn time, playing with stars that no one can see. Peach over here getting kidnapped by her husband every 5 seconds and won't tell.
And traveling across kingdoms and junk.
Yeah, and won't tell Mario she married and got kids, and he over here just sniffing behind her, and Daisy just she the broke hoe around the corner that everybody can to. But
Daisy's just like the tricycle. Everyone gets a ride. That's all she's there for.
Oh jeez, oh jeez.
She's the village
who the
bicycle,
real diva
man.
is, as far as Smash
the real diva out of the princess. Well,
so there you go.
Out of the Mushroom Kingdom princesses, it's obviously Rosalina.
Yeah,
she a hoe too.
I'm not gonna say she's a hoe. She just smokes.
She ain't no hoe. She's too classy to be a hoe.
She smokes a lot.
Can you imagine like Rosalina's just like smoke weed every day?
Smoke weed. She's basically Snoop Dogg.
Right? She got like selfies with like Snoop Dogg and junk. Like
exactly. But yeah, like Daisy's a hoe. I don't understand why people like Daisy so much. I'll never.
She wear Daisy do.
Oh, Unforgiven said Daisy was a man before. That makes a lot of sense now. That actually makes a lot of sense.
Muhammad Alavi says, "What new first-party Nintendo titles do you foresee being announced exclusively for the 3DS? None.
Huh?
None. Huh? What is that? What is a 3DS? Huh?
Are you mad because Gears of War Tactics ain't on your Xbox? They ain't gonna happen to 3DS guy.
I think Nintendo first party people are done.
Yeah, first party's done. Other than that Armadillo game.
Yeah, but that's not a high profile like Nintendo game.
Still first party.
Yeah, it's first party, but it's not like they're pulling people.
It's low tier. It's like Metroid tier.
It's like they're not pulling people off of like freaking what's a 3DS game? It's not like people like they're pulling people off freaking like Fire Emblem, for example, to work on freaking like Dead Heat.
It's a low tier franchise like Metroid and F-Zero. It's no big deal.
Facts. All right, so let's say what was the next question from T Dude. Final question: do you think Arc System Works will have an amazing job porting Dragon Ball FighterZ for Switch? Well, they did Blast Blue, and me and Daniel played that the other day. It runs pretty good.
Like
so. That
game runs on Unreal, doesn't it?
I think so.
I'm pretty sure it does.
Fly from the Inside. Do you guys think Nintendo and Sakurai will skip adding King K. Rool as a fighter for the fourth Smash? I think isn't King K. Rool a rare character?
No, it's a Donkey Kong character.
But like, was it a rare created character for the game? Because you remember, like some of the games in the Donkey Kong franchise are actually rare characters.
Right. I don't think K. Rool is though.
I don't know. I don't see K. Rool happening, buddy.
I would love to see more Donkey Kong characters in Smash. Especially a villain, because they don't have any villains.
I don't think
they don't have enough villains.
They could put that walrus dude.
He's not iconic though.
I know, but
I mean, King K. Rool is an iconic villain from Donkey Kong, but I just don't know. I don't know who.
Close to the level of someone like Bowser or Ganondorf, though.
Yeah, that's true. But there's not really many villains on the DK side of things that are on that level.
Yeah, that's the problem.
So I don't know. I don't see it happening.
It'd be funny if they put Andross as a playable character.
He's just a head and arms.
He's just a head.
I don't even think he has arms. Is he just a head?
He's just a head.
What are you gonna do? Well, I know he's an assist trophy.
Don't spit on everybody.
He's an assist trophy. He's a really annoying assist
yes,
trophy.
He's gonna spit at everybody. That's all.
I'm pretty sure Nintendo owns King K. Rool.
Maybe, I don't know. I guess they.
Either way, I would love to have him in Smash more than fucking Daisy.
Super Nerd says, "Do you think that we will see Princess Peach a Princess Peach game for Switch?"
Absolutely. With this whole women in gaming movement, absolutely.
No.
We gonna get Super Princess Peach too.
I heard that Princess Peach game on the DS is actually really good though.
I heard it was too.
So like, even if they remake that game with like good graphics on the Switch, I think that'd be cool.
Yeah. All right, I'm gonna answer one more question and then we're gonna bounce out of here, y'all. Ooh, this is a good question. All right, Jalen Pipe says, "Do you think that Nintendo 2019 will be a similar year to what they had in 2017?"
I don't think they can top 2017.
2017 was a dope
year.
Like we had Splatoon, we had Zelda, we had Mario Kart, we had fucking Mario Odyssey, and Xenoblade.
Yeah,
so
Xenoblade.
That's 5 major titles in 1 year.
Because I know next year so far we have Yoshi, possibly Metroid, possibly Bayonetta, Fire Emblem,
and that's about
it. And
the
Pokemon, the real Pokemon.
Oh yeah, the full Pokemon.
So those games are obviously
still doesn't compare.
Yeah, those games are obviously big Nintendo franchises, but you don't get no bigger than Mario and Zelda. And then Xenoblade is the premier RPG at this point for Nintendo.
Have we heard any news about that Shin Megami Tensei game?
Nope.
that's a couple years out.
Okay.
That Shin Megami Tensei game is
just under the radar.
I don't know what's happening with that game. I was surprised they gave us a trailer last year. Like, what the fuck?
I know. Like, if you ain't got nothing on it.
I think they showed that way too early.
They waited way too early. They should have waited.
Because, like, we found out, like 6 months later that they hadn't even started on the game.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And we don't even know nothing about it.
That game is probably late 2019, probably 2020.
2020, probably.
Yeah.
Because if there's any news about it, we'd have heard about it.
Oh, yeah. Daemon X Machina's next year. That's a new IP.
Yep.
Yeah, that's not a first party IP.
Yeah. That's not, yeah.
I thought we were talking about first party stuff. Yeah, but yeah, that game's gonna be fire.
It's gonna be a good game, but it doesn't.
But you know what the fire game is?
We're talking about exclusives, and that game's gonna be fucking fire.
But you know what the fire game is Morphe's Law. They waited too long.
I still want that game, but I'm afraid for that game.
That game's gonna be a hard sell.
Like, I was super hyped for it, but I don't think
I still care about it. It's just like I'm scared that other people don't care about it.
You know, I don't think.
Like, I like the idea.
Like, I don't think anybody's gonna be jumping off Fortnite to go try to play that.
But Fortnite and Morphe's Law are 2 different games, though.
True, but it's like these are Nintendo fans. Most of them. We'll have to see.
It's gotta be a hard sell when you got Fortnite free. Like,
that's true. Yeah.
As long as
it's not Fortnite, you got.
As long as it's far, far, far away from Fortnite, it might have a chance. All right. So we're gonna wrap it up here, guys. We are not answering any more questions. We do apologize for that. We don't want to go into F-boy hours. You know how that go. So let's go ahead and close out the show by giving our outros. Alex, give your outro. Let the people know where they can find you.
Alright, what's going on, everyone? I'm just sitting here. This is another week of Team Red Talks Nintendo.
Alex is Jamaican, but okay.
Okay.
Yeah, this was a fun week. Women in gaming are taking over, so watch your backs, men. Keep strong. Don't let them take you over.
Stay strong, guys. You have my condolences.
Somehow Daisy made it into Smash. This is my worst nightmare. There's a lot of big things going on with the Switch. So it's gonna be a good year, solid year, and it looks like they're gonna get more games, which is fantastic. And yeah, that's about it. You can find me social media wise on Twitter. That's definitely Twitter and Discord is where I'm easily the most active. On Twitter, it's @ActivesInGaming, and join our Discord. It'll be in my description. It'll be in Coupon's description. It'll be in Nia's description. The Discord is a lot of fun, so make sure to join that.
For sure, Coupon.
Hey, so if you hadn't noticed already, my name has been changed. Coupon strives to Coupon struggle. because we be struggling. But mostly all my stuff is coupon and coupon struggles, except for at Facebook. I can't seem to get it to switch over, so F that shit. So it's still coupon strives over there, but we'll figure it out eventually. But you guys know where to find me. I'm always floating around on the interwebs doing some stupid shit for no reason whatsoever, because it's fun. That's just how I roll.
For sure.
But I'll probably be doing some streaming maybe later this week, maybe not. I don't know. Depends.
For sure.
Just look for me. You'll find me.
For sure.
That's it.
For sure. And of course, you guys already know who it is. It's your girl Nia, the video game her. You can find me on YouTube if you're watching this on my other. If you're watching this on my other social media sites, you can find me on YouTube at the video game her, Mixer, and Twitch at the video game her. And of course, you can find me on Twitter at the video game her. Thank you guys so much again for coming out and watching the podcast. And we will holler at you guys next week. Peace out.